Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dr. Rao. Hope you are all doing well. I was writing an article today about how my medical journey had been. Uh, when I was, when I first started to think about being a doctor, that was in my eighth grade. You know, and then uh, I kind of resolved about it. It was really a distant possibility at the time because I was not even out of the high school, right? But then that was like a not like a dream, more like a it's what I want to be. That's it, as a matter of fact. And then I did well in the 10th grade, and so I got one of the top marks. Only two people got very high marks. I was one of them. So I was sought after by the uh, colleges to get enrolled in them. So I had no difficulty getting into biological. Um, Ironically, I scored more in the mathematics at 82 out of 100, whereas that's a very high mark, and also 72 out of 100 in biology. But then I chose to become a doctor, so I didn't want to go to the engineering. So I recruited myself into the biological group, and then I did well in that too. And then I got into the medical school after the competitive exams and all that, right? That was a real challenge. And I remember how disciplined we were, me and my sister and my other three friends who got that. We were very focused on the exam, nothing mattered to us. And after all that hard work, we did got through, and then we made it. So, and the medical college went just like a brief. And then I came here, and then I joined geriatrics beginning, and then I switched to internal medicine, and I was there in internal medicine practicing for so many years. After all those years, what I found was they're not really making people well, or they're not making people to really get over the chronic diseases, have a good life. We're good at acute care, trauma, surgery, and all that. Lot of technology, but people were not really having a good outcomes for their chronic diseases. It has become more like a symptom treatment, just a reductionist medicine, and also revenue-based medicine, which disgusted me really. So I kind of came off and then bring in this company, which really is supposed to address to all the lifestyles, chronic diseases, and prevention, and also really taking care of our wellness into our hands. I mean, patients and individual human beings and citizens, right? Doctors have their role to play, but then doctors and the system itself, I thought it should use more of wellness orientation than just the illness treatment and then making money and really addressing people just like their organs, not really whole people, right? So uh, that's where I kind of borrowed the healing systems of the ancients, which was really addressing for the whole human being. So now I can have a combination of modern medicine and this one. So I wrote an article today on this article, shift from disease management to comprehensive wellness. In this, I think each individual human being after a certain age, they should take responsibility for themselves. Up until then, the parents can look after the kids, but the world kids grow up into teenagers and young adults. From then onwards, the middle age group and also old age people, you have to have some kind of say in your medical care, and also really taking proactive measures to help yourself to be well and to live long, and also to live in functional joy state. That's my mission now. That's what I'm dedicated to, the wellness of all. I working individual people, and also I work on the groups, and I work on the health systems. And now I'm really eager to be a chief wellness officer, not to only my company, which I am already anyway, but health system where I can present some of these ancient systems. There are already there's so much research done on yoga, meditation, Chinese medicine, and all that, right? But I want to extend on that so that they can really scientifically see these things work, and then present some studies, and then maybe bring them to mainstream. That may sound very ambitious. It's not really. It's kind of how I should contribute to my profession and to wellness of people all, right? So that's what I'm really focused on. So I will be doing a lot of searching for that. And also, I want to make sure my company is reaching a lot of people with the services so that their wellness is protected and guarded, right? Proactive wellness by everybody. That's what I'm teaching to. By the way, the term doctor means it comes from docere, from the Latin. It means somebody who teaches, who not only just treats the things, but also empowers, educates people so that they can understand the aspects of uh, wellness and health, right? So that, it's a commonsensical. People do buy things that are uh, very nutritious for them, and then they kind of go and join gyms and exercise, and they try to sleep well. All those things we are doing, but more than that, if something is brooding into you, like a diabetes is brooding, and we can do pre-diabetic diagnosis, and then change the lifestyles, and the patient also has to take responsibility for that, and he cooperates with those changes, he can prevent diabetes manifesting. So that kind of things we can take to any length, right? So that kind of uh, awareness and active participation is what I am always looking to really help people to understand and then take care of themselves by being more empowered with the knowledge, with empowered with the ways that are going on in the stream and all that. This is possible when healthcare physicians and other people are not really wedded to the revenue, but more of, even the revenue is made, but then more of dedication towards making people well. The problem with the health system is, unless you make money, the system cannot survive. The prison system is like that. So they have no interest to make you not to come too often to the hospital and clinic, because if they cure you completely, you don't have to use them, right? So that's the problem for them. To, our clinic also, we couldn't really survive with the money that was getting, because everybody is getting better and they're not coming for so many visits. They thanked me; they are very happy, but they are not coming to see me again. My billing people complained about that to me. You are treating them too well, so they are not coming back. But I couldn't get out of my own conviction that I shouldn't make money on people's suffering. Right? Uh, we made some money, but how much money do you need? Right? So that was the way I was. But luckily, I had the chance to sell my clinic in 2019, just before the COVID broke, right? And then I took a small clinic, rented and ran for a while, and then afterwards I confined myself to completely online. So that which is fine with me, because I have practiced 45 years, and now I can give back to the profession, give back to the people in the form of education, awareness, or whatever I know about the wellness. I keep on learning, and whatever I know, I kind of happy to share with people, and that's the stage I am in. And also, as I said, doctor's real meaning is one who teaches, one who makes you aware, once you makes you empowered from within. Okay, so that I really like that definition, and then want to live up to that. Okay. So you can read that article. I put it in LinkedIn, so you can go and read the same title: "Shift from Disease Management to Comprehensive Wellness." It doesn't mean disease management has no role, but emphasis should be disease prevention, disease management after they establish themselves in the chronic diseases and going on tweaking at the edges. That's not good enough for me. And also, what is the end result of this current disease management? People are confined to nursing homes, invalid, and lots of times they don't have any meaning or purpose, and they kind of wither away. You know, that's why I put in a new membership. It's called NEW, Nurturing Elderly Wise People, where people who are retired at home and have nobody to take care of and nothing to do, they are more interested to learn some things, to make meaningful, purposeful activities in their life. So I this membership gives them that they can come and learn some philosophy if they want to. Uh, uh, am I muted? Am I audible now? I think it is audible now, probably. Earlier, there was a phone call, Mabel, and that's why it was like that. Okay. So, okay. So it is now audible, probably. So I have been talking about this current medical system and where it is need to be improved, and then you cannot wait for that to improve. Take charge of that wellness in your hands. That's what I'm saying. So am I audible now? So I think I should be audible now. Right. Somebody indicate me whether I'm audible or not. Give me a yes. Okay. Thank you. So that's the trust. How can we shift, leave alone the medical systems, the big hospitals? Like I said, they have their own problems, revenue problems. They're trying to do the best they can do. That's okay. But then they also adopt if you can show them some interest in this. For example, if you are going to your doctor clinic, you could ask him, doctor, do you give me a comprehensive examination to see where I'm headed, what might be diseases that I'll be having down the line, maybe 10 years down the line. And they could do the comprehensive blood tests and hormones and all that, and then also do some scanning. With that, we can tell you what you are brooding. For example, you have an aneurysm in the abdominal aorta, or thoracic aorta that needs a follow-up, right? And then sometimes we can repair and then make sure that it's not bursting, right? Suppose you have high cholesterol, we can, apart from the diet and exercise and all that, we can also tell you what kind of foods you should eat, what kind of foods you should not eat. There's a specific for that, apoproteins and all. Once you do a general cholesterol profile, and then we can go much more deeply and then come to a stage where according to your risk, the apoproteins you have, we can prescribe you a particular diet. And that's there too. So what I'm saying is, if you take interest in that, not just uh, colon cancer, breast cancer, uterine cancer, those are there, but then what about my other risk? Maybe I have inherited some genes that can give me something bad disease if I don't do something about it. Lots of times you may be able to do something. So maybe you can change your lifestyle, maybe change your taking the medications in certain way, or maybe take up a yoga or some other lifestyle that is good for you. Uh, those kind of things. So what I'm saying is, be proactive, be really empowering yourself by knowing what could be coming to you, what were the things that your father or mother or grandparents have, and so that you can do something about it now so that it won't manifest in the future, right? So that kind of things are very valuable. Unless you take interest, I don't think many people are eager to show you. They may announce a preventive exam scanning for so much $100 or something. They do all the scanning, and all. If you go there, if you are lucky enough to see that, that will be good. But if your doctor is promoting this, and if your doctor is telling you this is the way I want to make you well enough, so that you don't have to come and see me or to see the hospital, that was my my it's not that I'm lazy to see the patient. I was very happy to see them. But I don't want them to brood these illnesses and down the line manifest. That was an honest wish, and I really implemented. That gives a lot of satisfaction. So combining modern technology to diagnose yourself earlier than when it is warranted to do, I think it's a good thing for you. Okay, have simple things like a blood test, a urine test, or some scannings. These can be done very easily, and then based on what we find, if you have a family history, if you have problems, then we can go and do the additional tests, right? So it's as simple as that. But you will be on top right now. You have the portals to the home portals where people can go and see what is happening with their blood pressure. With their, you can monitor it with the device, and then you can see the graphs. And you can also see the graphs of blood tests. 4 times I had blood tests in this year. What is happening with them? So you can see anything trending, anything like a worsening, something like that. So use the technology, use the wisdom from the ancient systems, use the diagnostic capability of the modern technology, but you should have a strategy. Where am I? What is happening to me? What can happen down the line? And what can I do to prevent that? That kind of proactive behavior I'm advocating, right? So how does that sound? Anybody wants to come and tell me how this sounding to you? That way I can see whether that making resonance or they think is a doctor's job to determine what's wrong with you and fix it. They may fix it. Many doctors are very happy to do that. Um, so that is there. But then many doctors are not having that kind of. Oh, okay. Many doctors having. Okay, my well is coming. They may not have the time. That's what they're saying. Hi, Mayor.
Hi, Doctor.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I had a phone
Hi,
call.
Doctor.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
Can you hear me, Mawar? Yeah, that phone call is gone now, so I'm ready. They're interfering with me. So, Mawar, you are muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are.
Ah, the connection is bad. I don't know.
No, I had the phone calls. That's all. They're not important. Something, is taking.
Shift from disease management to comprehensive illness.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, right now, so far, I don't have any, like, really,
Mm.
really illness,
Yeah.
disease or so.
Mm.
But, as as early as early as I can, I just want to be like
Yeah.
preventing that
Yeah.
diseases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
So
what I'm talking about. For example, you take the family history, you see your grandparents, parents have some things, and you may not see them now. We are in 20s or 30s, but then taking more interest in them, knowing the family history, what kind of diseases we are vulnerable to according to the genetic pattern, and also some of the genes you may inherit may well, but they don't have to manifest unless they have a trigger from the environment. See? Then,
yeah.
for example, many people in Asia eat rice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is especially if you eat white rice a lot,
Mm-hmm.
then your pancreas will go out sooner. right?
Mm-hmm.
So simple thing is switch the rice to brown rice or reduce rice and all. That's easy. But then
Yeah.
sometimes you may have problems with the colon polyps and that are not seen, or you are vulnerable to breast cancer, not seen, ovarian cancer, not seen. Those are very apparent. But there will be other things that people don't know. They are breeding them, and now we have the diagnostic capacity to diagnose
Mm-hmm.
many of them. See,
Yes.
do you know
Yeah,
your genome? Genome, your genome?
that's why, early prevention, like me,
Yeah.
I have a schedule for my, I know, screening for my breast, and
Hmm.
then my, for my, especially for
Yeah. No, no. I'm
junior
asking, are
Onitsha.
you? Do you know about your genome, gene pattern?
Oh, genome.
Uh,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
yeah.
I'm not sure.
Usually they take a scraping from your buccal mucosa, and they test it. There are
No,
kits.
not yet.
Yeah.
So is
There.
it possible that I can ask my
Yeah, yeah.
my
You can.
primary care
You
to do
can.
that?
Yeah. You can get a kit, and then they will send the sample, and they will report to you.
Okay. So yeah, I think I will do that because
Yeah.
I I'm planning to have actually I always have like a checkup, like a physical checkup
Yeah.
for my physical, so I had to make sure that I'm in
That's good. That's
the
good.
right track.
That's good. I'm not saying that is bad. What I'm saying is we can do a little bit more with we have the genome, we have the metabolic analysis and all that. We can be little more aggressive with the preventive care than once a year. So
Oh, okay.
that is the proactive wellness I'm talking about. People taking care of
Oh,
their wellness by being proactive about not being really worrying about things. That's not what I promote. What I'm saying is be intelligent, know what is going on with you, and change your lifestyles, and then be proactive that way.
okay. So doctor, what is this? How do you spell? What do you say about the genome,
G-
right?
Genome, GENOME, genetic
Okay.
pattern, or your,
Okay.
yeah. Say, lot of them we may not be able to do anything, but
Mhm.
some of them we may, that is why it's not that we have to be obsessed about it, but let's
Mhm.
just knowing about it and acting on that.
Oh, yeah, that sounds interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
I will. Yeah, if I have appointment for my doctor, I will mention this word because
yeah,
I'm not. Well, I'm not aware of it, but I just
yeah.
want to know.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
used to be very costly, but now it has come down to $100. So everybody can
Mm.
get it done. So, like Mabel is having her preventive exams done, that's very good. But what I'm saying is we can do with our capacity of diagnostic technology we have, we can take, for example, you go to the doctor's office, they may take your blood and then do your cholesterol. Suppose you have HDL low and your starches, that is the triglycerides are high, then you are on the march to the what we used to call X syndrome, and now metabolic syndrome. You may be on that, and then you could take a different patterns of your bad cholesterol (LDL). So that requires a special lab to take up. It may cost some money, but a lot of times it is needed because if you have a lot of strokes and heart attacks in the family, then you could get the special attention to uh, further analysis of the lipids. Then you can get recommendations of specific diets that you could use. Okay, I did that with some people. One guy came. Normally, if it is above 400 starches, we are very worried. This guy has 2,500 or something. His whole blood looked yellow. So I sent that for him special analysis, and then I recommended him not only exercise and diet and all that, but also special screening for him. And he got his blood checked more often, and then we were able to control his triglycerides below 1,000. Even that is also pretty dangerous for him down the line. So that kind of simple commonsensical things we could do. We don't have to be obsessed about it, but generally, if you are maintaining a healthy lifestyle, that's good enough to protect you from any oncoming illnesses. But then the culture is such that it is slowing people down. It is making people sit down a lot. It is people lots of saturated fat and all that. It's not processed food, and also make them think a lot, puts them to a lot of stress. So unless you really are aware of your own well-being and where you are, what you can do, I don't think health system themselves they are helping you. They may ask you to come and get a preventive exam done. Fine, get it done. But then if you pick up something, you go deeper into that, find out more about it, be involved in your care. That's what I'm saying. Proactive wellness, right? Don't be satisfied just because you have a diabetes diagnosed, you are given insulin and some tablets you should take. Then you are also told to diet and exercise, which is very difficult for you. But then, how can you change the medications to a lesser intensity? And how could you cut down the insulin dose? All those things you can do by changing your lifestyles. And sleep is very important for diabetics. You should be sleeping. You should be having less stress and all that. So all I'm saying is be proactive about your own wellness. Okay? Don't give it to somebody else. Take interest, study, learn, be aware, and then a lot of people come and tell you about so many things here, right? Okay, that's good. Nuvibe is promoting wellness, then you are joining in the bandwagon. That's good. But I'm calling a little bit about, because even if you take the statistics now, there are more people having the chronic diseases, very poor management due to any number of reasons, mainly because the non-compliance by the patients and also lack of knowledge and all that, or also they don't think that something is going wrong with them, they cannot slow down, they have to work and all. So any number of reasons, but then disease management is not improving the outcomes of the chronic diseases. People with high blood pressure having strokes and heart attacks, people with high cholesterols having heart attacks and strokes, right? Or people with high blood pressure can also have renal failure. Those outcomes I'm talking about, cardiac events and then resulting paralysis, resulting, a lot of people cannot get up and walk, weakness and all that. Those things are how we need to improve. That is where the whole system, the way it is set up, is not equipped to really attend to every individual. They may want it, but they don't have the means, and then the system itself is kind of loaded with a lot of problems, right? But if you take interest and if you go and ask your doctor, that's much better for you. I encourage my patients, and they used to ask, come and say, you are the doctor, you tell us what to do. But uh, but I made them realize that they need to know their numbers, they need to understand the trends, they need to look at them in a way that they can do something about it. And at least uh, the executive came, and this guy is very big money maker, and thousands of lives are dependent on him, and he cannot afford to have a heart attack, right? So he comes to the clinic, he gets $1 million workup, not really $1 million, but a good workup, and out of which you can determine whether he's going to have some problems right away or not. And then lots of times these patients also don't comply with the recommendation. Suppose I recommend a diet or exercise, it is an effort for them, right? It's a very difficult for them. But then the more we are in touch with them nowadays with the EMR, with the patient portal, we can be more in touch with them. You go and take your blood pressure at home, I can have the recording in my EMR, and I can see that you are measuring your blood pressure twice a day, for example. I can look at over 1 week and say, what is the trend? And then immediately I ask my disease management nurse to call you and see what's going on. Do you have any stress in your life, or do you have any large load of salt you have taken, or you have really working under really, really stressful conditions, all that, even that kind of attention is lacking because people come 3 months, 6 months like that, or when they are really suffering with some pain and all that, right? So uh, more involvement by you, knowing about your, say, for example, you have a balance in your bank, you will be knowing what's happening with that, right? You will be paying attention. Like that, pay attention to your wellness much more. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Once, I mean, doctors have responsibility to provide wellness-oriented care. Systems have responsibility to change that, and individual people also. But the way the money runs everything, the way the diagnostic technology taken over a lot of it, a lot of people are not able to prevent the bad outcomes from the illnesses. So mainly the hypertension, diabetes, COPD, arthritis, heart disease, renal problems, liver problems, all these things, if they can attend to very early, you could prevent much more damage down the line. Okay, so everybody talk, oh, prevention is good, but then that's not done in an organized fashion. So you got to be taking care of, in charge of that, and then using the system to make you better. I'm not really discouraging anybody. I'm trying to empower people at their own wellness. Many people are doing it. But then I want them a little bit more proactive care. See, as I became doctor and I became understood more of what is going on, I was really disappointed with the health system, even though we have made a lot of improvement in scientific discoveries, their implementation is not coming to the patients that much. And also, many people are treated half and sent out because of the insurance regulations. Many people are not given complete tools to be independent on their own, and they are confined to nursing homes, and then they don't have much life there. Very vegetable like, taking only medications, not having much visits by their own people. They become depressed and dejected and all that. So we don't have to have all that. Just understand this. Go and read that article in LinkedIn and ask me questions, or if I can help any way, if I can direct you to what you should do with your doctor, I'll be happy to. And then you can have a pact with your doctor, and then be more proactive in your own approach, and then make them feel very happy that you are doing it, and they will assist you. Many of the doctors, they will assist you. They will tell you what else you can do to improve your wellness. Okay, and remember, I'm talking about wellness. So I'm not talking about just symptom relief. I'm talking about really being healthy inwardly too. Many people are not, because they can't sleep well. They have joint pains, so they can't move, and then they can't walk distance because they get short of breath, and that kind of thing. So um, we don't need to do that in this day and age. We could, the ancients, they don't have this much technology, but they were walking all the time, and they were eating natural foods, and they were eating fruits and vegetables mostly, or people have fish and other things too, according to what is available for them. But they took it from the nature and then ate it, right? And also, they were more of a relax than the tension that we have in modern life. Okay, in modern life, it's like a we tense up for something, and then we get something, we relax. Then again, we tense up something else. That was not there before. So the healthy lifestyle that they led was more like a really uh, natural lifestyle, laid back lifestyle, and also joyful lifestyle. I think if you have all that, very good. That's what we're hoping to get. Everybody should have that. So, okay.
So, hi, Dr. Rao. So, I have a question.
Yeah.
Um, why people in the mountain area is more they live longer than
Yeah.
we we people live in the city. It's our life is short.
Yeah. See, they have to eat what they get. It could be animals, it could be fish, it could be something, natural what they get. So they have less of chemicals, fertilizers, and all that, right? And that's the
Yeah,
case. Their air is better than us.
yeah.
Pollution.
So I read this book and it's supposed to be people
Yeah.
are supposed to be live until 110 years old.
They
And
used
then
to,
now,
well, 125 years used to be average in yogic lifespans. I know one guy, even now he's living and he's very good, 180 years now. And he
wow.
talks, he talks,
In the book they said that we support I think the average or either is that average 110 years old or
yeah.
what?
No, 125 used to be yogic times. They lived very long
Ah,
because they have all these natural things. It's not polluted by, see, even now plastic is discovered in babies' tummies.
yeah. You know what? I believe in that because when I went to Philippines a couple months ago, and then you know what? My grandma's old. She's already in 90s, but she's very strong. Like she's
Yeah.
very strong than
Yeah.
her daughter.
Yeah. See, they measured this spinal column level in the present generation of Indians, and it has gone down half a centimeter, because that means your spine is kind of condensing. So they don't have good calcium bone and all that too. That's why we have to give them calcium lots of time. But the diet itself lost its vitality. That's why the mountain people have much better diet than ours.
Mhm. Yeah, because it's just that's why I'm just fascinating. Like my grandma,
Yeah.
like oh my god, she's stronger.
Yeah.
She's stronger than my that actually.
Yeah.
My father passed away due to heart attack, and then he is only 60s,
Yeah.
in 60s, mid 60s, and you can imagine my grandma is in 90s, and
She's still
she's still
strong.
very
Yeah.
she's still very active. And I ask her, she's still active, like she like her gardening stuff, and then
Yeah.
she just
Yeah, a
she
lot of it is genes, Mabel, but also the lifestyle, because she is working,
yeah,
she is moving, and that's why she is healthy.
yeah, that's what she said. Like I
Yeah.
cannot stop. I just want to even
Yeah.
if I'm she said, like even if I'm old, I just want to gardening, planting.
Yeah, doing something like that. That's very important. Other thing, mountain people, they had to climb the mountain, right? And they have to work with the hypoxia. That's why their lungs get polycythemic blood cells, and also hypoxia helps them to breathe better, forces them to breathe better. You know, that way they kind of improve the respiratory reserve. See, you and me go there, we will get tired by the time we go up, but they don't, right? They will be okay. Yeah, because that's how they build that capacity, by living their adaptation, right? The body adapts to the conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
acclimatization. Yeah.
like me, even even if I'm
Yeah.
here in US, and then they it's so funny because they asked my mom, my sister, they asked me like, hey, why are you cleaning your front yard? I'm like, no, I don't need to ask, I don't need to hire any
Mm.
gardener. I just want to do it because it helps me, it's relaxed me,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm in the if I touch the ground and then cleaning
Yeah.
the wild grass, it helps me, and then it's relaxed me.
Very good. Yeah, because Mabel, the Indian
Uh-huh.
Prime Minister, he has a
Uh-huh.
tree on the backyard, big tree, underneath he has a rounded path that he put it up. He put all these small marbles so that he can
Oh,
walk on them. That so that his plantar fascia will be stimulated, and he does that every day.
yeah, it is very helpful. It
Yeah,
is very helpful and it's very calming. And I remember when I was,
come back, Mabel. You entered off. I put 25 minutes here. Yeah, that walking helps a lot. Being in touch with the earth is very important too.
so I remember when I was 6 years ago when I was in postpartum,
Hmm.
and then it helps me every time I go out, like go outside in my backyard, and then I can see the wild grass, and I start cleaning it, and it
Hmm.
it helped me, and it's just like I'm start healing.
Yeah.
I helping myself to heal.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Gardening is definitely heals you because you are growing things. You're
yeah.
yeah, you are giving life.
Especially if I see my plants, like I do love planting. Like actually, if I go to the garden,
Yeah.
the garden store, I always go to the one that is almost like dying plants. I
Hmm.
I buy that, and then when I go home, I was like a doctor that reviving this plant, and I'm so happy that
Yeah.
I'm so happy when they start blooming, and then oh my god, I revive this plant. I give them another, they have another life already,
Yeah.
and then they give me flowers.
Mabel, in ancient times, kings used to send this princess to their teacher to stay from 5 years to 15 years. The
Uh-huh.
teacher made the prince grow plants, be a gardener,
Oh wow,
showing him how to raise the life, how hard it is to protect the life and all, so that when he becomes the king, he can take care of his people better.
that's a good. That's a good
Yeah.
point. That is very. It's just a simple common sense.
Yes.
Because sometimes people don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just like a simple common sense. Like
Yeah. I'm sure you are doing
sometimes,
it with your son. Let him do play with what you are doing, and then he will learn to
yeah,
grow the garden too.
yeah, yeah, he love it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's so funny because I remember you're doing yoga, and then he's listening to you, and then he said like, "What is that, mom?" And then I said, "Oh, the Dr. Rao is breathing,"
Yeah.
and then he's following you breathing, and then he have a he's holding a cup, and then he wants to offer you a cup of. I giving him a water because I asked him what do you want. He wants
uh, mm,
a chocolate milk or
yeah.
water, and then he said I want water, so I give him water, and then he's offering you a water. I was just like, oh my god, this is so cute.
That's so cute. That's very nice of him. Good term. He has a giving nature then.
Yeah, so it helps. Actually, it helps him. It's
Yeah.
just like I want him to
Yeah.
be outside and play things, and
Yeah. I was going to show you the games you can play, yoga games with the kid, and he
I
will, yeah, I will show you later when I
yeah, just send me
yeah,
the link, or
I will.
so
I
I
will.
can
I
do that.
will.
He will love it. Actually, yeah. Earlier he's doing exercise, and
Mm.
before I send him to school, he is having fun.
Yeah, good, good. And because if you teach them very early, they'll pick it up so fast and they won't go away from it. So
That's
that's,
right.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
See,
They,
in India, when we were growing up, we were walking to the school all the time. You know,
yeah. Yeah.
so after a certain grade, we got the bicycles. Otherwise, we were walking all the time. Uh,
When I was in grade school, I walked
yeah,
from home to school.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Like here, my son, I let him walk. Like
yeah.
we stay in the park, and then I walk with him.
I'll tell you a secret, Maval. When you are born, our body
Uh-huh.
has a lot of its own intelligence. It can bend,
Mhm.
it can be flexible, and it doesn't have these aches and pains that we have after a certain age, right?
That's
So
true.
that is the body intelligence you want to preserve. Either you can enroll the kids into games and play and all that, or you have to let them understand how to be mobile, how to make exercise a part of routine, enjoy it, not like a punishment, more like enjoyment. Then what happens, even if you exercise from 10 to 20 years, later
Uh-huh.
on when you become middle age and old age, you are much
Uh-huh.
better off.
Oh, yeah.
So exercise well when you are young, and then later on it will come to your aid.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
That's a very good tip.
Yeah, but the kids, make them, because these modern times, what we are doing, we are keeping them in front of the iPad or TV, and that's not good at all.
That's why for me as a mom, I just want to make sure that as much as possible
Yeah,
he is not exposed with
yeah.
gadgets.
Gardening is good. Take him out to
Yeah,
the
it is.
picnics or
And he
something.
know he will ask.
Come back. I put only 5 minutes. You can come back, Mabel, if you want to. So, but she's making a very good point. For the kids, especially because of the culture of this internet and iPads and iPhones and all that, people are getting out of habit of being active. So, what we want to promote is move your body, do as much as making them go out and play. So it's a kind of Mabel had to go and pick up her baby. That's fine. So it's kind of important to pay attention that they are active, they are playing. That we used to play on the trees, we used to play on the grounds, on the sand dunes, and also we used to climb up the trees all the time. And also, never really took it easy and all that. It was fun to play and all that. And that is getting lost these days with this technology. It's a big problem. All over the world, people cannot get these kids off the phone. And other problems we are seeing is they're not able to build up relationships with other people. As they growing up, they're chatting, they are not able to converse, they are not able to understand each other, be not reactive and all that, you know so anyway, what I am saying is just the disease management is necessary but not enough. So we have to shift into that gear where we have comprehensive wellness, and then when we have the disease needed to be managed, that's fine. But neglect all the things that we could do to keep longevity, lifespan, and joyous living, not just vegetable living, and then not really having the fun and frolic when you get really old. Okay, I have started so many new things as I'm aging, so I'm very happy about it. So I am not like a um, engage less or escape from the life, more like engage more, give more, and that way you feel very good about it too. You have the experience, you can share it, you have the intention of making people well, go out and speak. That's what I do, and then make them understand that is some things they can do, they can take action, and then they can feel better. See, my one of the clubs is NEW, which I'm promoting now, is for elderly people who have retired but who are not in the nursing home, but who are having difficulty time passing, or really feeling good because they don't get to go to many things. They want to learn new things like music, painting, swimming, or in my case, yoga, breathing, meditation, and also want to know more about life, the truths of life, the fundamental questions on life, all those things are there. So people gather, people, they call satsang. I do that too. But the people have to be interested in that. This is not entertainment. This is like a active investigation into issues of life, not a political opinion, not to, but then just investigating and knowing the truth from the uh, wise minds that have lived before us, and from the culture also, there's a lot of wisdom you can learn. So those kind of things they can do. So this is a monthly membership. I want to promote it so that people can come and read things from my library. A lot of works are there if they are interested. And also, if they want to, different music they want to listen, they can do it. Or if they have some problems, they can participate in this yoga routines I show, or they can just learn how to meditate, how to go deeper into that if you're interested, or they can learn simple breathing deep and how to revive. So all those things are there, and also my extensive medical experience. So a lot of conditions people come, then I will also train them how to go to the doctor and develop a meaningful relationship, and also not to harass them, but more like knowing what the clinics can do, what the navigation in the health system. That's one thing I really took pride. Suppose somebody has a shoulder problem and they want to have a surgery, we don't want to tell them send them to anybody. We want to send to somebody who has done a lot of surgeries and who has a very good record of getting the function back, because shoulder surgery is a very tricky thing. Shoulder has got a lot of movement, right? And then you may not get the functional originality after the surgery if the surgery is not done. Some people botch the surgery, so that's why we don't send them to them. Okay, so we send them only after certain research. So navigating the health system, without any prejudice, but navigating, because I have no commercial interest. I have only the wellness of my patient, right? So I used to send the people only that they will do a good job, that they have a track record of that, but some doctors did not like it because they wanted to refer within the network. But then if you go like that, so lots of times it may work out. But occasionally people had this problem of not having the function back. So they are worse off after the surgery than before. Okay, and also surgery may not be going good. Then you will have problems to side effects, right? So knowing the system, knowing how it works, getting the inside view of what it is, how that goes, how you can save money even by taking the insurance. For example, there are uh, so many things happen where they don't know they'll be covered or not, right? So what you need to do is, when you take the insurance coverage, make sure what is that you'll be needing most. Will you be needing vision, dental? Will you be needing more pediatric care or post obstetric care? Or you're at a stage where you don't need all of that. But if you are older enough, what else do you need? Do you need complete coverage if you go to a different specialist, not in your network? All those is really changes all the time. But having an eye on that and then advising patients how to be smart about navigating the health system is something I really took pride in telling my patients about it. So having the administration experience and having some health policy learning, which I had to do in my MBI, all those things helped a lot. Anyway, all in all, what I concluded about the whole health system is they are do very well with the acute care medicine. Suppose you get a pneumonia, you go to the hospital, definitely you'll have antibiotics and fluids and all that, right? But then when the condition like a COPD happens, and then you don't have the smoking rehabilitation or really helping you to get the chronic disease under control is very, very, very important. Otherwise, you don't have good outcome. You may be living, but you live miserable if you're fighting for oxygen all the time, and then also you know about it till the end. So that suffering we can cut down when you are wise about implementing some of the breathing exercises. For example, you have a lot of mucus, and there is a chest compressor that if you wear the vest, it kind of gives you like a percussion like, and that loosens up the secretions and you cough it out. That way your airway is better clean. We call that pulmonary toilet. Many people don't advise these things to the patient. Patient has to discover themselves, and that also at the very end, when they are about to go away, maybe they are at the end. That is when they recommend. But why don't they recommend when they are very young? That's where you should know. And if you are such a patient, you could use that. You see? For example, you have a stroke, and then many people don't know there are neurostimulators now that we can give it to you, and that also stimulates the paralysis. This you can get the function back easily, not easily, rather better, easily. Okay, so what I'm saying is there's so much that you could do both modern and also ancient. But it is the trick is how to combine them, So your thing is your marker is how well you are feeling. Are you able to do the stuff that you want to do? Do you have the strength and stamina to do the stuff that you want to do? Do you have the stamina to go around? To travel by yourself, to do things by yourself, that kind of thing you should assess. And then if that is kind of compromise, don't be dependent, don't be victim and all that, but do what you can do for your own well. Proactive, that's what I say, proactive wellness. It's not enough just to say, oh, I'm fine today, I don't have any pain, let me go. No, and you do the morning routine with me. When you notice back pain or neck pain, or you're having a problem with the breathing, you should take care of it. If there's something there underneath that we could fix it, we should fix it. Your doctor and you should be talking about it and do that. Okay. So that's how what is called swa adhyaya. That means self study. As you doing the exercise, for example, you are in the mountain region. I was talking to Mayor about it, and normally you're able to go up and down 2 or 3 times in a day. That's no problem. But if you notice slowness, you notice you're getting short of breath more than that, it's something seriously wrong. Then go and check it out and fix it before it becomes a real problem. That kind of thing. Okay. So anybody else wants to say anything or want to come and tell me something about this, what their impressions are? Okay, Janet. Hi, Janet.
Good.
Hi.
I'm listening to you, and I'm thinking. I wish I had known this when I was younger.
Yeah.
Encourage everybody that's younger than I am
Yeah.
to listen to what you're saying because it all makes sense.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be an old lady like me, regret you didn't take care of yourself.
But you are still taking care of yourself, Janet. That's good, Yeah.
Yes, sir. I am. I'm doing the best I can.
That's good. Okay. But I think that's what you should build on positivity, right? You're doing them. So
I am.
yeah, that's good. It's very encouraging for other people to see you doing it. Like I am. I'm not a young guy. I'm 70 years, right? But many people tell me that I'm an inspiration for them. Which is good, okay, because I tell them when you are young, exercise as much as you can and play or have fun, dance and whatever. Then when you are old, you don't have to suffer as much as we do. That is really inspiration for them.
Yes. Now I danced. I did my share of dancing, and probably somebody else's share as well.
Good, very good. Yeah. That's something you can do even now. There is the yoga laughter. In that they also encourage yoga dancing. See, suppose is into yoga dance.
Right.
Yeah. It's a good thing. A movement of the body is what we need. We don't want stationary bodies, right? We want the bodies to. You don't even if you don't do regular exercise. If you are getting up in the morning and then moving about all day, except maybe rest in the afternoon, you are well off. That's a functional fitness I teach.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I enjoy the morning routine,
Mm.
the yoga, and I'm learning that, and
Yeah.
and I feel so much better. I have a lot more energy,
Good.
and I'm able to walk.
Good.
Before, when I first started here,
Yeah.
back in April, the last week of April, I started.
Yeah.
I could not walk 500 steps.
Oh,
I could,
Yeah.
and the last couple of days I've walked 1,000.
wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
yeah, I've made progress.
That pleases me very much, Janet. I'm very happy to hear that, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I give you credit for teaching me.
No problem, because that's my privilege, you know. No problem. I just like it when my patients report that they have made improvement. You know, the same thing I feel about you, that you are doing it and getting benefit. That is my reward, basically. You
Oh,
feel,
good.
yeah, you feeling better is my reward, you know. So,
Well, thank you. I'm it's my reward too.
Yeah.
I'm certainly benefiting from it.
Yeah. You know, usually the tendency is tell elderly people of our household, take it easy, don't do so much, you know, and all. They don't realize by doing that, they are kind of making their age faster, you know. So, but
Yeah.
don't have to do too much, but do what you can do on a daily basis, you know. Uh, they were saying the same thing to my sister, who she is now 82, and they told her don't climb the stairs and all that. You know, she used to do that okay before she was not able to. Now I told her, okay, go 3 or 4 steps a day, and then slowly increase. And she did. Now she's going up by herself.
The steps are still very difficult for
Yeah.
me, but I'm
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah, but right now what I'm saying is don't force. Do very very slowly gradations. You know, then it will be it kind of acclimatizing the body. So you know, yoga also. If you do one sort of move one time, the next time you can do better on that.
Yes, it improves.
Yes,
The more you do it, the better it gets.
Yeah, but yeah. So if you have any particular way you want to tell me about yoga, just to send me a DM and I'll address that in the morning report. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Have a good day.
You too, Janet. Thank you. Thanks for coming up. Yeah, Janet is an inspiration. She is improving and she is coming every day and doing that. You know, even one person comes like that to my morning routine, gets the benefit. I think my job is done. I feel happy that way. You know. So, anybody else wants to come up? Oh, my friend Peter.
Dr.
Namaste, Peter. How are you?
Namaste, my friend. I am very good. Thank you. I'm kind of listening to everything you're putting out and loving it.
Yeah.
And I just wish, well, I shouldn't say I wish more thought like you, because you're actually expanding intelligence to your colleagues, and hopefully it will infiltrate the whole medical system sooner than
Yeah,
later.
they kind of in a trap like Peter. And what is happening is it is driven by revenue, lot of political forces, insurance companies, and you know, pharmacies and all that. The fundamental thing is we need to use these modern interventions when we need them, but don't be, you know, dependent on them. You know, that's what I was proposing. I was saying by being proactive about your wellness, you know, what happens is
no question about it. I think it's and you know, it's Western medicine, right? It's just, you know, it's for profit, and that's really just the bottom line. It's unfortunate, but there are souls out there like you who are exposing it, but not just exposing that, but exposing the truth. So not so focused on what's broken, but actually what works, and here it is. So
there is something else going on, Peter. Many of the individual citizens, they are getting wiser about being well for themselves, you know. So we should
Yeah.
be focusing this Noom vibe. You see, all this activity about walking, nutrition, everything that they do. That's why I go to those young girls who are the coaches here, and then contribute whatever I can contribute to them.
Yeah.
But that's a good movement. We should encourage that. It's,
Yeah.
but then it is not enough. It is much more has to be on the society level. That's where I'm taking on this wellness in the wellness-oriented health systems. So my plan is I want to be a chief wellness officer in a major health system and produce data that so this holistic health is really beneficial economically and productivity-wise too, so that
Yeah.
more systems can accept them, not because one person says, but because the whole system of wisdom is good enough for us to use. But then it has to start with each individual too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
So
matter of awareness. Well,
yeah,
I just wanted to hop on and say hello, and I
Yeah.
appreciate everything that you do and
sure,
what
Peter.
you bring to this community, Dr. Rao. So
Yeah. I was just writing this article. Maybe you can look at it in LinkedIn of when I wanted to become a doctor and what I wanted to do and how it turned out as a doctor and what is my impression now at the end of all that. Now, what is that I want to say about what changes I would like to see and how I contribute to that too. So that's the plan I was doing, and that's why I put that letter, and so they can
Yeah.
understand me better where I'm coming from.
I'll check it out. I think I have a few LinkedIn
Yeah,
notifications that I have yet to look at, but I'll definitely check it out.
yeah. I'm just telling
Namaste,
you,
my
it is
friend.
there. I put it this morning. Thank you to you, Peter.
Namaste.
Yeah, Peter is also involved in this wellness in a big way. So I spent some time with him. Hopefully, other people also get the message, not from me, but as a concerned citizen, is concerned person. I happen to be in the medical field, that's why I kind of talk about that a lot. But even if you take it like a head of the family or whatever you do, what is happening is really our own wellness is neglected, and we go to health systems only when you are in pain or symptoms. And then they get treated and come back, come to same lifestyles, they go on. It's really disappointing to see billions and billions of dollars are spent, but at the end of it, our elderly people, and they are not having a good life and they are suffering from the chronic diseases. We don't pay attention to the processed food. We won't pay attention to the inactivity the culture promotes. We don't pay attention to the information overload. We don't pay attention to the lack of sleep and all that. The cultural factors, right? And we don't have to be that. Just be smart about it. Be smart about your proactive wellness, and then be proactive about being well and living longer and living in joy, not just living there like that. Okay. Thank you. And it's 4 o'clock, I think. It's going to be something there. I will see you again. Thank you very much.